Hey Man's League, so I have a few items for you guys. So if you haven't been following along during this off season at all, this is the video for you. So I'm being a very good commissioner and helping you guys uh, remember, or if you haven't watched anything or been paying attention, uh, all the updates from the off season going into 2017. What has happened, what's different, what to expect. So I'm going to cover those things in this video as quickly but as detailed as possible. So everybody's responsible for knowing the current events in the Man's League, but I'm going to give you guys a solid, and I'm going to run through them quick for you. So first item is reception points. So before we were at 0.35, that has now been changed to 0.5, getting rid of the 100th place. As we all know, Trevor loves the 100th place. That is now gone. And the thought process behind it is shifting the overall scoring so quarterbacks aren't so high up there. The running backs and receivers are shifted up just a slight. Guys, this is 0.15. It's just a tick up, but does give guys like Geo and Sproles flex worthy option. So that's another thought process behind it. So 0.5 per reception this year. 2017 playoff structure. This one's a big one. You guys got to know this. So top 6 according to record is in for playoffs. Then you have the bottom 4 teams that are going to be duking it out for most points for. So in the bottom 4 teams, whoever has the most points for of those bottom 4 teams gets the last playoff spot as the seed 7 and then moves on. And of course, no team that makes playoffs can ever be Sacco. The next worst team in that spot would get Sacco. So that is the new playoff structure. 10 years in the Man's League, guys. A lot of you guys have been here 7, 8 years, but this is huge. We're doing something very special, mandatory. Leo, got to be there. Dinner at Porter Creek. We got a reservation. We're going to do our award ceremony there, and which leads me into my next update is we're also going to do the Commissioner Awards there. The Commissioner Awards are awards that I'm going to be presenting to you guys each year starting now. There's 6 awards. There's a little blurb on what they are. You can go ahead and check those out if you're interested. But those are awards that will be on our league website moving forward. Which brings me to my next topic, the league website. So it's been totally revamped, guys. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The Hall of Fame has its own section now, so we have a league website. It's not just Hall of Fame, and then we have a Hall of Fame separate site. So that is that. And then a different change for minigame, as we're somewhat used to Chipotle Challenge being some algorithm that Cody's had. We are now changing that to be Pigskin Pick'em with the spread. So most of you have signed up for that. It'll drop your lowest week, so if you forget a week, totally cool, but it's going to go all through the entire year. And so get your Chipotle off that. Next update, Man's Giving. So we've changed Trade Party to Mid-Season Party and now to Man's Giving. Man's Giving is going to be open to everyone, meaning spouses, kids, whatever we're going to do. And that'll be probably in the late October, November range, and the planning details will come out later. Obviously, Man's Giving, it's probably going to try to be, somewhat like a Thanksgiving style, but we want to open it up to all our families, make it more of a kosher event. The last really good, successful one we had was at Mark's place, so maybe we might have it there at his new house. I don't know. I'm saying new house because I've never been there. Next update is Superman Award. So this one's also a pretty decent one, guys, here, is that Superman Award isn't going to be just regular season for fantasy. It's now going to be extended through the entire year. So hopefully this incentivizes teams, even if you're pretty down in the rankings, you still have a decent shot to go all the way through week 16. With that being said, we have a new category, which is our DPW, our Defensive Player of the Week, which is going to be a half point. And guys, the thing that's special about this is it can stack. So right now we have MVP with 3 points, Player of the Week with 2, and Honorable Mention with 1. And those can't be all on the same team. So those have to be separated. You can only get 1 per team for those. But the Defensive Player gives you a 0.5 and can stack. So interesting kind of situation. Prue is going to be our leader on that, and he's going to give us the running totals during the year giving everybody an idea of where they're at for that, and he'll be doing the totals. For your high score videos, you just have to do MVP, Player of the Week, and Honorable Mention. You do not have to call out Defensive Player of the Week. Crew will take care of that. The next thing is manual points. This is just kind of a quick little sliver that we didn't have in place last year. Is if your quarterback receives a touchdown, you can get manual points for an extra 2 points if your quarterback catches a touchdown. Next update. This one is big, guys. Wide receiver / tight end starting spot. So there's a whole article on this. I'm not going to go into too much detail of why, but basically everybody had enough depth at the wide receiver position to actually start a third guy. I know Daily Fantasy, they start 3 wide receivers. I know it's week to week, but it's still kind of an interesting play. We're not adding a roster spot, so it's literally taking a guy that you guys had on your bench last year and plugging him in as your starting wide receiver. And you can also flex or put a tight end if you want to. John Clausen, our new member. Sam's out, John's in. Most of you know John Clausen in some form or fashion, so he has some experience for fantasy. I have high expectations as far as his knowledge goes, so definitely welcome John. And then Trevor, most points against last year, so he gets to choose who he's playing week 1. He's chosen me. I don't know why. So Trevor's chosen week 1 to play off me. Head coach option. This was supposed to be brought up again. It was just in my notes because it was denied last year, but it was close. It got reviewed again and it's denied, so it will not be coming up any longer unless a member chooses to send in an email. JP's interview, guys, check it out. It's good. Cody did a great job. If you have not seen that, please do. JP gives some stats. He gets a little shirtless in there, so flashes his ring. And which reminds me, all champions now have rings. Moving forward, of course, we have our sponsor. The Official Fantasy Rings is giving us a ring per year, and so make sure you guys are retweeting him, giving him props on Twitter, because we want to make sure that we hold on to that relationship as long as possible. So those rings are super nice and expensive. But yeah, so champions will have rings, t-shirts, expected to wear them at draft. If you don't have either, you are expected to wear NFL memorabilia. It's good for pictures. It looks cool. Let's make draft special. Make sure everybody's on time. Porter Creek, 5 p.m. reservation. We're going to eat. We're going to do our, the awards, and then immediate to follow is going to be draft taking place at Overcashier Manor. So, and then after that, like I said before, my dad has the pay-per-view fight night, so that is going down. Otherwise, guys, that is all the off-season updates, and I tried to bunch it into just a blurb. And if you forgot some of the stuff, maybe it was a good update for you. But otherwise, if you didn't follow along, now you know everything that was going on in the off-season and what to expect for this year. So